Greetings, everyone. I'm here in Austin. Got an awesome place downtown, super urban, hustly bustly. I wish I were well enough to enjoy it more because, after tomorrow I'll be laid up. But just want to check in. I hope this doesn't go too long, but I'm not a brief person. I had my my pre-op yesterday, and it didn't go how I wanted. I don't know how I wanted. It just feels like these surgeries, like I'm never gonna get testicular implants. I know that's not true. I know this can be a very long journey for some, and I just didn't expect it to go this way. But that being said, even though I'm very tired and exhausted with dealing with like issues with my penis and urethra is way better than dysphoria. It's just more like time off work, finances, putting the body through all this stuff again. But basically, when I had spoken to Dr. Santucci in August and told him I think I have another stricture, he said we were going to do an anastomoscopic repair, which is when you just cut out the bad tissue and then just sew it back up. It does require the 2 catheters, but it's the simplest in terms of stricture repair. So they have anastomoscopic 1-stage BMG, buccal mucosa graft, was what I did in April. Then they have the 2-stage BMG, which is also known as a Johansson's repair, and it's something that freaks me out, terrifies me, and just, I don't want to do it. And he had told me it was not on the table in August. The night before I flew here, I happened to check my insurance authorizations, and I noticed it had been put through for a Johansson's. And I thought, well, maybe he's just covering his bases. Like, first I was like, that's weird. But I was like, maybe he's just covering his bases, like, in case we have to do it. But he didn't mention it to me. And I had almost emailed Judah on Monday, their transmasculine patient coordinator, to ask, like, hey, what exactly am I scheduled for now? But I didn't, because I saw that it's just been truly a hectic week. Just like one thing happens after another. Like, I've had so much family drama and things go down, and like literally just something an hour ago happened with my brother, and it's just like, I can't take it anymore. But basically, I was not mentally prepared to have my penis filleted open for 6 months, and that's basically what he's telling me he thinks is going to happen. And that's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, I go in tomorrow, I don't have a stricture, and I wake up with my balls, my glands redone, arm injections, all good, right? Second one is anastomoscopic repair, which I hope is going to be the one, if I have a stricture, where he cuts it out, gives me the tube, maybe can place implants, but probably not. We'll still redo my glands, do my arm injections, and then I can return in 6, I think, to 9 months. If I don't get the implants, I can get them in 6 to 9 months. Or if I do get them, I can come get the pump in that time. But if we have to do a Johansson, I will go home with a filleted open penis. Psychologically, that's traumatizing and terrifying to me. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Obviously means I have to pee sitting down. It's not the worst thing, but it's not why I got this surgery at all. And so that's just like dysphoria I don't fucking need for 6 months, but it's truly not the worst part. It's more like having it filleted open. And then I said, okay, so when I come back to get it closed, can I get the implants placed in? And he said, no, you just come back in 6 months to get it closed. So that means a trip in 6 months to get it closed, a trip 6 months after that, and this is barring his availability. Say he has even dates that go along with my timeline. So 6 months to that's a full year for my implants, and then I would have to wait 4 to 6 months for the pump. At this point, if that happens, I might just combine those two, the pump and the testicular implants. It's standard to combine them. It's just he sees a 15% reduction rate in complications when you stage them separately, and I've had so many surgeries that I feel it is wise to do that. But I do not have the money to keep doing this. I saved up quite a bit of money for phalloplasty, and I had enough for stage 2 and 3. But instead of 3 surgeries, I'm now on my 5th, and I haven't even gotten to stage 2. If you had told me last year when I was starting this journey last summer that I would not even get testicular implants for 5 to 8 surgeries in, I would have never believed you. So I'm still processing that. I'm a little hurt. I've had people who have, had surgery around the same time as me and have they've been able to get their implants and whatnot, like literally like complain to me and stuff. And it's like, I hold space for everyone, but like now is not the time, especially when I'm so vulnerable and reaching out for my own help. Yeah, so I've had to put up a lot of boundaries with people, and honestly, it's been the best thing for me. So I know people mean well, and they don't mean it, but impact versus intention. And so I understand wanting to relate to someone, but it's just too much when people are coming at me who have had very to little or no complications, or who like got their second surgery, and are like bitching to me on Facebook, and I'm like, I would never do that. I might be like, hey, I can relate. I've gone through a lot of complications, but I would never just, especially if I already had the surgery that I maybe have to wait a full year for. Like I have to put off my life a year and a half for this. But I could also wake up with good news tomorrow. I know that too. So I also am practicing gratitude as well as holding space for these difficult feelings, but just gratitude that I'm in good care. Dr. Santucci knows what he's doing, even if it's not the news I want to hear. I know I'm in good hands. Um, it takes a mental toll, a physical toll, and honestly, I've been lonely, isolated. I'm almost 40, never gotten to have sex in the way I wanted. I've had a lot of sex in my life, but not the way I want to have it. Never had my own erection. It just feels like I'll never get there. But I know in a few years I'll look back and this will just all be a memory. It'll be tough, and yeah. So the isolation, the loneliness. I've had a surgery every 4 to 6 months for a year now, and I'm always healing, so I can't be intimate, and I can't get an erection, and have all this intimacy that I've desired for years. So, but I know it will come. But it is just hard in the moment, and I'm learning to be gentle with myself and giving myself space for that grief, because it's totally a valid thing to feel upset. But this has been pushed down so many times. But also, I could be harping on this, and I could wake up with implants tomorrow. He said if he does the anatomic repair, there is a slight chance he can put in the implants. It just depends where the incision goes. You obviously cannot insert a foreign body into the body near big incisions. If it's a Johansson, he said the incisions will be absolutely way too large to put the implants. So I understand that from a medical standpoint, and I know every decision being made for me is in my best interest. He's going to give me arm injections because my graft adhered to the tendon, so it's a little uncomfortable. He says one of three things will happen. 1, you won't notice anything. 2, you might see a slight improvement. 3, it'll be an amazing improvement. One good thing, he was going to take a graft from my hip, which split thickness grafts can be painful. They feel like a stab wound, and dressing yourself and stuff, it could just, whatever. But he said, from the way my glands looked and stuff, he thinks he's just going to roll it up and he doesn't have to take a graft. So that was the one kind of like nice little thing. It's just one less wound to take care of. I was just going to be like, my arm, my hip, my balls, my dick. 2 catheters, but he said he will absolutely pull the Foley next Wednesday before I leave, and then next Thursday I will fly home with the SP tube and pull it myself, since I have been denied by both the Mayo Clinic and the University of Florida. That's also a great source of anxiety. I live in the southeast in Florida. They hate trans people there, and I can't get a urologist to treat me. So it's also scary. I have all these complications, and I just have to spend all this money and come back here. But I don't mean to sound like I'm complaining or venting. I'm just carrying a lot. I also have a lot going on with my family. It's just been a lot of stress lately in life in general. But my mom is going to get here in about, an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, throw this on, and then head out to the airport. So wish me luck tomorrow. Please, option 1 or 2. But whatever it is, I accept it. And I'm grateful to even be able to have had Phallo. But it's definitely been a tough journey, and I'm holding space for that, because it has been tough, much tougher than I imagined it would ever be. I knew to make room for complications, and I did, but I've had more than my fair share, and I'm tired, and I just need a hug. So, peace, you guys, and I'll check in with you tomorrow after surgery.